How's it going, Sociology 305, Class 2? My name is Matt, and the study I'm going to be sharing with you guys today is about drunk driving. Drunk driving is a problem that I don't think enough people take as seriously as they should, especially with us being in a college town and with alcohol being as prevalent as it is. I personally wanted to learn more about the public opinion on like fringe DUI scenarios where maybe they should, maybe they shouldn't. Can I drive? Should I drive? Not sure. That's the kind of stuff that I wanted to get more public opinion on. And I'm going to show you guys how I came across some of that data. Ooh, there's someone right now. Hey, wait. Hold up. Sir. What are your opinions on drunk driving?
On what?
Drunk driving, sir.
On what?
On drunk driving.
On what?
Do you think it's cringe or not? Sir?
Cringe. YOLO.
That's all, folks.
Okay, so obviously we need a different, more professional approach. Our goal is to get some information about how students on campus feel about drunk driving. And more importantly, we want that information to show us if there's any difference between how they feel about men versus women and drunk driving. And to do this, what we're going to do is we're going to create a vignette experiment. All right, so here's a quick rundown about how our vignette surveys are going to work. Here we have two almost identical surveys. They both start out with a scenario, contain a character within that scenario, and then the surveyors are asked questions about that scenario and character. What we're looking for is a difference between the answers to scenario 1 with scenario 2, being that the character in these scenarios can either be female or male depending on the version of the vignette survey that they are given. The actual survey that they are given, whether they're given V1 or V2, that is going to be our independent variable, and the answers that were actually given from these is going to be our dependent variable. Here on campus, our unit of analysis is going to be students on campus. That's who we're surveying. So we've got both types of our vignette surveys here. We've got Jason and we've got Jenna, the male and female, and we've got them shuffled so that we don't know who we're giving each survey to. It's going to be completely random, and the surveyors are going to have no idea which survey they're taking. So we're going to be able to tell the difference between the data from the first one and the second one. All right, now we're going to take a deeper dive into one of the questions from our vignette surveys. Based on the above report, should an individual's tolerance to alcohol be at all incorporated into how we test for sobriety? The results for both surveys are to my left. We had 15 of each kind of survey, so 30 in total. In the male scenario, we had 10 people say no and 5 people say yes. And in the female version of the survey, we had 5 people say no and 10 people say yes. All right, now that we've taken a look at some of the data, we have to come up with a hypothesis regarding it. And considering that a lot of people, on face value at least, were choosing no for our question on the male surveys, I think that's where we're going to start. So for our alternate hypothesis, we're going to make male scenario surveyors are less likely to answer yes to alcohol incorporation in sobriety tests, which will be challenging our null hypothesis, which is essentially saying that there is no difference between the male and female data. Now, the significance level that we're going to be pitting this up against is going to be 0.05, meaning that 5% of the time this is going to be wrong. But that's a level that we're okay with. And to make sure that all of this data is usable and correct, it has to meet a couple parameters. We have to make sure that we have two populations, but we have the two vignette surveys, so those are our two populations. We have two population proportions because we are using the two population proportions method. So we do have those, and we have to make sure that our populations come from independent samples. Essentially, we do this by making sure that all of the surveys are taken independently and that the surveyors do not influence each other. And then we have to do a bunch of this math at the very bottom here to make sure that our samples are large enough for the numbers to actually mean something. Because you can just take one survey and then just say that there's data that matters, but You can't just do that. It has to be large enough samples. All right. Now what we're going to do is we have to find our p-value. We find the p-value and the z-value by going to socialsciencestatistics.com and inputting our data. From that, we get a z of negative and a p of positive. Using our flowchart, we need what we need to do is we need to divide our phrase by 2, which gives us our p. Now what we're going to have to do is compare that p to our significance level, which is 0.05, and it is lower than the significance level, meaning that we reject the null hypothesis, which is not ours, it's the doubting scientists, and we accept our initial hypothesis. To interpret these results, we just look at which one's bigger, which one's smaller, and for our technical and everyday interpretations are below me.